This is BeeTv News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City. And now to the news headlines. Resident count losses as Wednesday rainfall destroys roof of story building at Osoto Junction.
I say, see me, I don't get started again. When the wind came, just within 5 seconds, it started falling on our head.
Road users applaud government's Monday Opebolo as a Doe government completes remedial work on 55-kilometer Benin-Iruekpen Federal Road.
I'm working because I have a working president who at every point in time will ask me, how is Edo, what are you doing? I need to show him something.
This place was, we had to feel a lot in this place. So, but apart from it, no other challenge. The community has been friendly. So nothing else for now. We are not having any problem, any hitch for now.
A Doe Migration Agency, in collaboration with international organizations for migration and NGO, holds conference in Benin.
Going forward, the need for other stakeholders to also see what they have in stock and for the rest of the year.
We need to keep telling people, and as I'm talking to you, people are leaving.
Oredo Federal constituents commend Honorable Esosa Iyawi for attracting free medical outreach.
If I'm to buy these drugs now, I'm telling you 30,000.
Honorable Esosa brought this exercise to help the people of Oredo.
Esosa Iyawi, God lay in his heart to come and help us. So God will bless her more and more.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6. My name is Evelyn Izibili, and now to the news in details. The roof of a story building housing several businesses at Osoto Junction in Benin City was extremely destroyed on Wednesday evening during the windy rainfall. BeeTv News' Osarigwe Agwebo, who visited the scene, reports that fortunately there was no casualties, but some of the business owners affected are still reeling in shock from the incident, which left their shops and equipment severely damaged. The report is presented by Pelumi Mukoro.
I say, see me, I don't get started again. My roof don't throw away. My roof don't throw away everywhere. Where they fall. That's more the thing I will take you. Every wood you the flat inside store.
That was the voice of a fashion designer whose shop was located upstairs at the story building at Osoto Junction, weeping as she recorded the devastating state of her shop after the building's roof was extremely destroyed by Wednesday's evening's windy rainfall. When BeeTv News crew visited the scene to assess the level of damage, the affected business owners were still overwhelmed and shocked from the incident. In an interview with BeeTv News crew, one of the affected shop owners and CEO of Jethro Fashion, Mrs. Joy Onobayado, said they were inside the shop when the wind blew off the roof and water started pouring in, and added that though no one was injured or hurt, but some of the essential work equipment were destroyed.
Just here on my own, when the wind came, just within 5 seconds, it started falling on our head. Broken ceiling, nails, everything started falling. We started screaming, and by the grace of God, we are okay. By the time the rain was over, this is what we saw everywhere, both the wood, the roof, everything gone. The only person that was at risk was this child, because that wood there fell in front of the boy.
The news crew observed that the roof of another residential story building along Osoto Road was also destroyed by the wind. Pelumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State Governor Senator Monday Opebolo has predicted that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win the 2027 presidential election with a landslide. BeeTv News senior reporter Best Orator reports that the governor disclosed this at the new Festival Hall of Government House, Benin City, while addressing chairman of 17 local government councils who dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the All Progressive Congress (APC).
Festival Hall Government House in Benin City was filled to capacity as 17 acting local government chairmen and their supporters officially dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the All Progressives Congress (APC. Governor Modu Kwebolo, who used the opportunity to praise the leadership style of President Bola Tinubu, said steps that previous administration were afraid to take that would have put the nation on sound footing for development and growth is what the president took by removing the contentious fuel subsidy. He said his administration is aimed to develop the state and make the lives of the people better. Governor Kwebolo said his administration is ready to work and is already working to change the lives of the people of Edo State for the better, adding that in just 4 months in office, he and his team have changed the narrative of Edo State.
What happened today is not easy. It can never happen any other place. You must be a grounded politician to do a thing like this. We practically met Edo where nothing is working. The only thing that was working here was killing, insecurity, and looting of Edo money. That was the only thing that was working here with the so-called name consultant. But today, we have changed the narrative.
While welcoming the acting chairman into the fold of the APC, the governor used the occasion to thank a former governor of Edo State and a senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, Comrade Adams Ushomole, the state chairman of APC, Emperor Jared Tinebe, and all members of the APC for their continued support and sacrifices. He also thanked the councillors who spoke for their various communities through the impeachment exercises in the council and subsequent election of new chairmen across the 17 local government areas of Edo State. Governor Kwebolo said 2027 will be a reality in Edo State as President Bola Tinubu will continue in office, and said that with the 17 active chairmen and their supporters joining the APC, the campaign for the re-election of President Bola Tinubu has started, as there will be no vacancy in Aso Rock in 2027. Governor Kwebolo assured the president that Edo is right behind him, predicting a landslide victory in the election as the APC will continue to lead the country. He said he and his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Dahosa, are both committed to the development of the state, and his administration has come to rescue the state. Just as he expressed optimism that leaders of the opposition parties in the state will join the APC fold following his developmental strides in Edo State.
As far as I'm concerned, once you are impeached, you are out of the ring. So, an impeached chairman is no longer chairman. Councillors that were elected were to speak for their community where they are coming from. So they were the leaders to speak for their community, and they have spoken for their community. I want to tell you that 2027 is a reality in Edo State.
The party secretary, Engineer Lawrence Oka, who received the campaigns on behalf of the APC, thanked the new members, urging them to unite with other members of the party as the administration. Responding on behalf of the chairman, the Argon chairman and chairman of Esan Central Local Government Area of Edo State, Honorable Kelvin Iyere, thanked Governor Modu Kwebolo and All Progressives Congress faithful for accepting them into the fold of the APC. He noted that they decided to defect from PDP because of the crisis in the party and their love for the development that Governor Kwebolo has brought to the state.
Our alignment with the APC become imminent because of the unending crisis in the industry. We want to thank the Excellency for accepting us into the party once again.
Dignitaries at the event include the Edo State Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Dennis Dahosa, Secretary to Edo State Government, Barrister Musa Ihilo, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Gani Audu, members of Edo State House of Assembly, serving civil commissioners, other government officials, and APC stalwarts, amongst others. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebolo has completed remedial works on Bini Iruekpen Federal Road to make movement easier for motorists. Okpebolo, who undertook a tour of the expressway from Aduwawa, Obada Junction, Uga, Ukwo and Obaje to other areas, expressed satisfaction with the specifications and job done by the contractor who handled the project. Again, let's join Best Orator for details.
Governor Monday Okpebolo, who spoke to newsmen after the inspection, said his administration acknowledges that federal roads are also used by Edo people, and as such, his administration will continue to collaborate with the federal government to fix the roads for the benefit of the people of Edo State. He said once upon a time, Edo had a government in the state that used to place signposts across all federal roads with the inscription, "This is federal road, bear with us." But today, the story has changed, as Edo people can now ply the roads, and it is now Edo roads, and by the grace of God, his administration will continue to move forward to see that Edo people enjoy good roads across the state.
Traveling journey that will take 45 minutes takes 2, 3, 4 hours before you get there. And if you are unlucky, a trailer fell on this road, you can spend 3, 4, 5 days on this road. With the Renew Hope agenda of the Mr. President has given Edo people hope of progress. Now prices of items are going down because we have good road.
The governor also inspected the Ekiwa University of Benin Road, Temboga Road Extension, Obaye Diawa Road, off Upper Mission Road, Ekiwa Ute Orio Zolwa, New Ute Road, Ekiwa Quarters. Governor Okpebolo took time to inspect a massive drainage at Ute Temboga constructed to channel flood around the area into Ikpoba River. Speaking on the strength to continue infrastructural development in the state, the governor said he is not working just for working sake, but working because he wants to improve the lives of Edo people who entrusted him with their mandates to lead them.
I'm working because I have a working president who at every point in time will ask me, how is Edo, what are you doing? I need to show him something. And I have to prove to Edo people that their vote worth it. I have to pay them back. This is the only way I can pay them back. I can't say thank you to all Edo people if I don't work for them. You can see this place. When we came here, you saw the depth of this place. Now you can see the feeling of this place. Look at the other side. If you look at the gully there, they are still feeling. So we have nothing to tell Edo. I don't really to say down to work for them.
The governor said his entourage also inspected a gully side at Temboga, which had claimed several houses, turning landlords to tenants. The site engineer, Obo Ogochukwu, said the job of reclaiming land already taken by gully erosion is a difficult one, but the Okpebolo's administration has addressed it as the gully has been filled, making it possible for vehicles to pass through.
Also, from Chine 00, we have clarified. So, once we put our sub base and stone base, we are done from the beginning to this place. So, we just want to thank you for the opportunity given to Heartland to do this kind of epic project. This place was, we had to feel a lot in this place. So, but apart from it, no other challenge. The community has been friendly. So nothing else for now. We are not having any problem, any hitch for now.
In another development, engineer Bajua, who spoke on the level of work done on the Bini Iruekpen Road, said work started at Obada Junction, which was experiencing lots of gridlock. He noted that the work has been completed at Obada Junction. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
As the Edo State government's anti-kidnapping task force continues to bring down properties of kidnappers, a middle-aged man, Obo Odianusen of Uromi Town, has lost his inherited property due to the activities and kidnapping in Edo's Central Senatorial District of the state. The property was demolished by the Edo State Task Force against kidnapping following his arrest and confession to the crime. BeeTv News Best Orator has details.
Speaking with newsmen before the demolition exercise, Mr. Obo Dianosen explained how he recently received the sum of 800,000 naira as proceeds from their last mission. Confessing to the crime, he said the house in question was built by his father, which he inherited, and that he and his friend, one Akpama, kidnapped one man from Ekpoma, and the vehicle they used for the operation developed fault, and then proceeded on motorbike and took the victim to the bush. He said they spent 3 days in the bush before a ransom of 5 million naira was paid, and he got a share of 800,000 naira as a proceeds of the crime, and also used the money to pay for the debt he was owing. The suspect said on how he was arrested. The suspect noted that the said friend Akpama, who was arrested, confessed and he was involved, and that now his father's house has been demolished. His family members, including his children, have nowhere else to stay.
So we cannot come where we carry the motor spoil for roads. So we come the machine when they give me, now we come take carry and go inside Uromitan bush there. So from there now 3 days now we spend for there for the 5 million naira. So inside there now they come give 800,000 naira. So that is how they work.
Okay, now how you feel now? Where they want to break this house?
So I feel bad because my family they are going to suffer because they don't get house again. My children they are outside now.
On his part, Special Advisor to Governor Modi Okpebholo on Security Affairs, Mr. Harry Paul, after supervising the demolition of the first property of kidnapped suspects, insisted that the governor will not relent until kidnapping ends in Edo State. Mr. Paul noted that his advice to everyone is that there is no peace for the wicked, and others still kidnapping should know that government will not stop until they are caught and brought to book.
This is the fourth one, but my advice to everybody, there is no peace for the wicked. Those ones that is still kidnapping, they should continue. And government will also continue with them. They will not have peace. So my advice to them, they should stay away from kidnapping. There is no peace for the wickedness. That is my advice to them. We will chase them. The government is warning them now. We will continue to chase them. We will continue to bring their houses down.
On his part, the Commandant Task Force SP Mike Anito noted that the suspects who belonged to a gang of 5 had confessed to the crime, and the task force had to enforce the law.
And I personally have interviewed him. He told me he has followed them once with the guy called Palmer. The other one went to destroy his house at Uromi the other time. But you know them, their story. They will only tell you they have done it once. They have done it, it's only the first time they went. That is why they were caught. But I'm advising those who are watching what is happening now, that intend doing the same thing. They should stop from it because the governor is not ready to rest. And with the task force we had with SA Security, we are not giving up until they stop kidnapping in Edo State.
He said the governor is not going to rest, and the task force is also ready to work around the clock until kidnapping is stopped. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents of Oredo Federal Constituency are commending the humanitarian service of the member representing Oredo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Engineer Iyawe Esosa, for facilitating a free medical outreach program that has brought relief to hundreds of families. BeeTv News gives Uwagbo reports that the program, which stated on Tuesday, offers medical services, touch-aid checks, and free medicated glasses, and today marks the final day of the outreach. The report.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and collaboration member representing Oedo Federal Constituency, Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe, supported by Prime Opticals at Eye Clinic, offered free medicals to Oedo constituents. The exercise featured free medical consultations and awareness lectures, blood pressure checks, malaria parasite tests, body mass index BMI checks, and more. Mr. Patrick Ofo and Mr. Saint Newton, coordinators of the free medical outreach program, revealed that the initiative was made possible by Honorable Esosa Iyawe, who is passionate and committed to serving the people.
Honorable Esosa Iyawe has been a man who has had a lot of people in his heart. Even before he became a member of representative, he has been doing this. So he thought very wise. He looked at the old, the young. He felt well for them. He meant well for them. So he decided to organize something like this.
Honorable Esosa brought this exercise to help the people of Oredo because he has to do this just to ensure that the people of Oredo are happy. You get, so prompting this event is not for himself alone. It's not for the benefit of himself alone, but for the benefit of those people in Oredo, because that's his job, being in that office at the constituency.
Dr. Ato Efe, the doctor in charge of the outreach program, revealed that everything is progressing smoothly. He expressed gratitude to Honorable Esosa Iyawe for facilitating the free health program, noting that the team have been conducting medical checks, eye examination, and provision of eyeglasses. He also added that they have been referring patients requiring surgery to specialized facilities for further treatment.
It's been a nice time with the people. We've seen a lot of cases and we've attended to them. However, we have some few referrals, and we actually ask them to go to tertiary institutions where they can be sorted out, especially the surgical cases, which we can't really do anything about here. Overall, it's been a nice program.
Some of those who benefited from the outreach expressed their heartfelt gratitude and admiration to Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe. They prayed for his well-being and praised his selflessness, noting that leaders who remember and deliver on their promises are rare. And some leaders forget their people after election, but said Honorable Esosa Iyawe is different.
I want to thank this Esosa Iyawe for what he do for us. If we see people, we say they do this thing twice in a year, sickness or not, if or not too many for this our country, God go bless him. And if he come at the second time say, may we market him and vote for him, I go be number one way go put him for there.
If I'm to buy these drugs now, I'm telling you 30,000. And from here now, I'm going down to the eye session to receive another eyeglass, another thing. May the Almighty God continue to bless this man in the name of Jesus.
Sosa Yahweh, God lay in his heart to come and help us. So God will bless him more and more.
I said, let me really come. Getting here now, seeing the crowd, and seeing the ages of people, and seeing the way the person, the other facilitator, the way they are cooperating lovely. I think it is good. And God bless him and keep him, and let him keep the vision. He's doing a good work.
People who come yesterday, they try for their body. So people who come yesterday, I tell me say they do one for you, and I make me come. And really, when I call now, don't reach my tongue. I thank government, I thank the people who sponsor them. They do well for our body. Who not feel buy medicine, they come here now, they give them free medicine.
The free medical outreach program held at 3 different locations at 3rd Junction by Motor Park, Olia Market by Enyakpe Junction, and Airport Road by Scout Feet opposite Ogba Market. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
President Bola Tinubu appointment of Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas as Administrator of Rivers State said is expected to shape the political landscape of the state based on his extensive background in leadership, security and administration, and former Navy Chief has a mandate to bring stability while paving the way for democracy to thrive. The report.
Vice Admiral Ipangate Imbas, retired, is no stranger to public service ability to burn on September 27, 1960 in Echo Cross River State. His career has been marked by dedication. He enlisted in the Nigerian Defense Academy in 1979 as part of the 26th Irregular Course and went to serve in the Nigerian Navy for over 4 decades. Vice Admiral Ibas has a master's degree in defense and strategic studies and has completed various specialized training in technical operations on underwater warfare and leadership. He rose through the ranks to become the 20th Chief of the Navy Staff in July 2015, a position he held until his retirement in January 2021. Following his retirement, he was appointed Nigerian's High Commissioner to Ghana, where he played a vital role in strengthening diplomatic ties between both countries. His experience in security and governance will likely be key in addressing some of the River State pressing challenges, including security concerns, infrastructure development, and social cohesion.
So I'm expecting that he will first of all contain the madness that is going on in the creeks and elsewhere, and then the next thing is to begin to invite these persons to a roundtable discussion. In fact, he's going to be the one who will initiate the process.
Residents of River State are hopeful that his leadership will bring stability and growth to the region in the wake of the political compass, but observers are concerned with the turn of events.
But do you understand the trauma the people of River State are going through by the decision that a lot of lawyers are saying that are unconstitutional, that is unconstitutional, that the president should not have arbitrarily like that just suspended the governor, his deputy.
With Vice Admiral Imbas now at the helm of affairs in River State, many are eager to see how his background in strategic leadership will translate into impactful policies for the people of the state. Soher Osemegi reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State Migration Agency, in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, has held a conference to discuss the action plan of Edo State Migration Agency for 2025 and to also inform stakeholders on the line of activities they have in store for the year. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mukoro, who at the conference reports that there was a pictorial display of an overview of activities and plans for the year. The report.
A piece of work put together that lists the activities that we want to carry out for the year 2025 in Edmond.
Present at the conference were management and staff of the International Organization for Migration, officials of Edo State Migration Agency, non-governmental organization, and other stakeholders. The purpose of the conference was to discuss the action plan of Edo State Migration Agency for the year 2025 and also to inform stakeholders on the activities of the agency for the year and for stakeholders to also share their input on how the agency can improve on its activities. In the opening address, the Director General Edo State Migration Agency, Chief Lucky Agazuma, who was represented by Dr. Nkechi Mebuzie, welcomed everyone to the meeting and also stated the purpose of the meeting in details.
The essence of bringing stakeholders together to look into Edmond's action plan is to look into it and give it what it really deserves. We're all going to be looking at the action plan for the year 2025. The first quarter is just about wrapping up, and going forward, the need for other stakeholders to also see what they have in stock and for the rest of the year, and to make contributions where necessary is the reason why we're all gathered here. We also look at how they affect every sector. We will look at how it's going to help going forward. Like, I'll give us a brief of how it worked when it was Edo State Task Force Against Human Trafficking. So back then, we used to have 4 pillars. We worked with 4 pillars, and before the former governor of Edo State left office, he added additional 2 pillars, which is on safe migration and safe and voluntary return. So I know many people will be particular about safe migration. How safe is it? Because a lot of us want to that by including myself.
Moving to the main focus of the conference, which was the presentation of the action plan of Edo State Migration Agency, which was presented by Dr. Nkechi Mebuzie, said the mission and vision of Edo State Migration Agency and also the 6 pillars of the Edo State Migration Agency are rehabilitation and reintegration, advocacy and communication, investigation and law enforcement, safe migration, safe and voluntary return, and data and research.
What we're trying to do here is discourage people from irregular and unsafe migration, and then help them understand that there are better ways you can travel, but you have to travel an informed person, and at least understand that where you are going, are you needed there? Is your skill needed? Should you be there? That's the one people are mostly interested in right now, but that's not the issue, because the thing is both ways. You can choose to travel. Some people say their destiny is not here. But I think, if you ask me, that there's no place like home. The very first thing we have on that pillar is the welcome program itself. This welcome program is where IOM brings these returning migrants from Libya, in particular Libya. You have the investigators on the desk, you have the counselors on one desk, you have the ICT people on the next, you have the medical team on standby. The psychiatric people and psychologists, they are also there. So in all of this, if there are traffic victims among these persons. And you speak with an investigator who will ask you questions that will lead to you telling them that you were trafficked. And you know your trafficker, for instance, they will go after your trafficker. As long as you don't jeopardize the process.
After the presentation of the action plan, there was an interactive session where stakeholders shared their opinions on the different issues discussed during the presentation.
There was this hyper-masculine guy who was telling boys, the boys, you know, any girl that come to you, treat her anyhow. So there's this growing divide between boys and girls that, you know, like from what you're just saying now, like what boys can do, women can do better.
My organization, we had to we encourage the defied returns. And how do you imagine someone that that returned from one of these countries with a nightwear, with a pajamas? You just got home and you were busted. You are just waking up and your house is busted. Before you know it, you are arrested. Before you even say Jack Robinson, you are in Nigeria. So we now ask ourselves to what end? So the way out is that we need to keep telling people. And as I'm talking to you, people are leaving.
What we have experienced is that when most of these people come back, even in the process of debriefing them, when you are asking them questions, especially those among them that have actually gone and engaged in prostitution, they will tell you, I could go back. I could go back. That's their language.
Speaking with BeeTv News, some of the participants at the conference shared what they learned and commended the Edo State Migration Agency for the great work they are doing.
Well, it's quite an interesting meeting because here we are learning, we are hearing of the new trends in irregular migration, and one of the things that I liked most was that Edo State is no longer in the forefront of irregular migration. We have come down from number 1 to about number 3. Other states are now there, and some of the states mentioned was quite surprising to me.
It's been very informative, educative, and at the same time enlightening. A lot has been said that borders on issues of migration and how to curb migration, and also how to sustain the efforts that is being put in place to curb those irregular migration.
We're actually here to do a review on the work plan for the year 2025. And going forward, we actually brought this meeting so that stakeholders can make their inputs. And if there are other areas who are not so robust, we need their input so that we will not just feel that our document is complete without stakeholders' input in it.
2 days conference continues. Balumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
A Nigerian operative of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission has arrested the Accountant General of Bauchi State, Sirajo Jaja, for alleged 70 billion naira fraud. He was arrested in Abuja alongside Aliyu Abubakar, an unlicensed Bureau Dasan operator, and Sanisu Babo, point of sale operator. They were arrested in connection with investigation of alleged money laundering, diversion of public funds, and misappropriation of about 70 billion naira. Investigation showed that cash withdrawn of 59 billion naira has been made through various bank accounts opened and operated by the Accountant General on behalf of the state government. Senior oil workers in Nigeria have threatened to embark on a nationwide strike if the government refuses to take immediate action to address alleged anti-labor practices at Turling Oil Company. Petroleum and Natural Gas Association of Nigeria, PANGASAN, through its president Festus Osifo, issued a threat in Abuja, but this comes days after the association pikes the company over alleged export rate, quota violation, ill treatment of Nigerian workers, and poor staff welfare. Pagasan insists over 10,000 jobs that could have been filed by qualified Nigerians are being given to Indians.
And remember, Pengasan, in the upstream operation of the oil and gas industry, we have over, those that are carrying out the operations, are over 90% of them are our members. So by the time we withdraw our members from the upstream, the entire upstream will be grounded. So the government should choose between standing with Nigerians and enforcing Nigerian laws or standing with Indians.
The Federal Inland Revenue Service has reiterated its commitment to supporting initiatives to enhance tax policy development and capacity building across the West African region. Speaking at the West African Tax Administration Forum Conference in Abuja, the executive chairman of the FIRS emphasized that such initiatives are crucial for domestic resource mobilization. The report.
Many West African nations rely heavily on natural resource export and external funding, making them susceptible to economic fluctuations. Strengthening tax policies and administration can help diversify revenue stream, ensuring more stable and sustainable government financing for public services. At this council meeting of the Correspondent Conference and Training for Heads of Communication Department of Matters in the country, Nigeria reaffirmed its commitment to supporting initiatives that drive tax policy reforms and regional cooperation.
Of promoting national tax cooperation and has been a key contributor to the development of West Africa Tax Administration Forum, WATA, providing technical assistance and capacity building program to member countries.
With a team fostering effective communication for institutional and corporate development and tax administrations, WATA focal persons underscored the importance of clear and efficient communication among member states to improve tax administration outcomes.
We think that it's an opportunity for us to get to understand the current trend in technology and digitalization and how we can leverage on technology and how we can leverage on digitalization to make sure that all MNEs, the multinational enterprises doing business in our various countries, will be able to identify them using technology.
So this program is meant for across West Africa, these heads of communication and the liaison officers or correspondents to network, to share experience. And so in Burkina Faso, this is how we're doing it when we're dealing with the media.
As a regional body, the West African Tax Administration Forum continues to serve as a key platform for collaboration. Gifts Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
The House of Representatives have expressed divergent views on the proclamation of the state of emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu in Rivers State. President Tinubu have invoked provisions of Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to restore peace and order in the state.
To declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025.
After almost 2 years of political crisis in River State, President Bola Tinubu, with the biggest stick, made several interventions by the president and all the eminent citizens and groups. Before now, it is the day after the proclamation, and these lawmakers are engaged in heated argument over Mr. President's action. Spokesman of the House had issued a statement indicating that the House was in receipt of Mr. President's letter informing it of the proclamation and that it will be read at the plenary. But that did not happen after today's legislative sitting. Some members of the House shared divided opinions on the step taken by President Bola Tinubu. They say they await the receipt of Mr. President's former correspondence to the House on the matter.
It is important, it is good, and I think it is needed for this time. Other things we can talk about it, but definitely a step needs to be taken. Already, as of yesterday morning, petrol lines, oil pump, lines are being bombed. We cannot continue along that line.
The president has powers to declare emergency to restore security, but the president does not have power to suspend a democratically elected governor, deputy governor, and a democratically constituted House of Assembly.
The reading of the letter is at the discretion of Mr. Speaker and the leadership of the House. And that discretionary power of Mr. President and the leadership of the House has been exercised at the course of today's plenary.
The Constitution mandates the President to transmit a letter of proclamation to the National Assembly within 48 hours, which may either be approved or rejected. Esoher or Semegi, reporting for BeeTv News.
Dangote Petroleum Refinery have suspended the sale of petroleum products in Naira. According to the management of the company, this is to avoid mismatch between sales proceeds and crude oil purchase obligations, which are currently dominated in US dollars. The company stated that sales currency would be adjusted to align with crude procurement currency. The refinery also debunked reports that it has stopped loading over incidents of ticketing fraud, stating all systems are robust and there are no fraud issues. The petroleum refinery promises to resume sales of products in Naira as soon as they receive allocation of Naira-dominated crude cargoes from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Edo State government has promised to set up a skill acquisition center to equip students on different skills to enable them have a good standing in the society when they leave school. This development is to support the addition of skill acquisition into the school curriculum in Edo State. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mukoro reports that this was revealed by the member representing Edo North and the board of the State Secondary Education Board Edo State, SSEB, Comrade Alaji Yusuf Bako Mohammed Mokhtar. The report
of skills and their ability to learn, improve, and master them. Skill acquisition aims to empower individuals, particularly youth, with vocational and entrepreneurial skills to improve economic self-reliance and reduce unemployment. These programs cover diverse areas from vocational trades like carpentry and hairdressing to tech skills and business management. Speaking with BeeTv News, member representing Edo North in the State Secondary Education Board, Edo State, SSEB, Comrade Alhaji Yusuf Bako Mohammed Mokhtar, stated that there are policies in place to include skill acquisition into the school curriculum, which includes setting up a skill acquisition center to equip students on different skills.
Skill acquisition in our secondary schools is because of lack of implementation of policies. The 6334 was geared towards ensuring that less theory is done in school and more practicals are done. At the session of that exercise, most of the technical schools particularly were equipped with equipment that will give skills to our students as soon as they graduate from the junior secondary schools. As it is, it's supposed to be more theory in the junior secondary schools and more of practicals in the senior secondary schools. Of course, that has been a mirage, because as it is now, we don't even have enough facility for theory, talk less of talking about practicals. Any government who wants to progress will definitely do more of giving the students a leave of life. And leave of life is not how much grammar you can speak, it's in how much you learned that can be of use to you after the school period. It then become a situation that we, even as a board now, have to face.
Skill acquisition, when included in the school curriculum, is required to empower students to become entrepreneurs, thereby boosting local businesses and creating jobs. Pelumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
The Bank of Industry, BOI, has launched a special intervention program, Project Guaranteeing Loans for Women, GLOW, valued at 10 billion naira to support female entrepreneurs across the country. The bank's managing director, Dr. Olasupo Olusi, announced the initiative on Thursday in Lagos, stating that the funding aims to bridge the financial inclusion gap for women in Nigeria. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mukoro has details of this and more from the business world.
According to him, Nigeria leads the world in women's entrepreneurial activity, with 23 million female entrepreneurs accounting for 41% of the country's micro-businesses. Olusi decried that access to finance remained a major challenge for women looking to scale their businesses. He, however, noted that BOI was committed to supporting female entrepreneurs with strategic funding initiatives designed to drive economic growth and innovation. According to him, the bank's 2025 to 2027 strategy prioritizes gender-focused financial inclusion, targeting critical financing gaps, and exploring actionable solutions for female-led businesses. Olusi revealed that the 10 billion naira Globe Fund was established in collaboration with WCCIMA to enhance access to capital for female entrepreneurs. Additionally, he outlined other BOI financial interventions, including the BOI Impact Fund, $2 million investment in Aruba Capital, a female-led investment firm, and $50 million partial risk guarantee partnership with the African Guarantee Fund. The naira appreciated against the dollar at the official foreign exchange market for the first time since Friday, 14th March 2025. The Central Bank of Nigeria's official exchange rate data show that in Nigeria strengthened to 1,530.52 naira per dollar on Wednesday from 1,532.93 naira on Tuesday. This means that the naira gained slightly by 2.41 naira against the dollar on Wednesday compared to the 1,532.93 naira traded the previous day. Meanwhile, the naira depreciated by 5 naira to close at 1,585 naira per dollar on Wednesday from 1,580 naira on Tuesday. The naira has continued to record fluctuations at the foreign exchange markets. In a related development on Wednesday, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise in a statement said Dangote Refinery's decision to ditch petroleum products sold in naira for dollars will further weaken the local currency. The federal government has stated its readiness to engage and partner with private sector in order to increase land registration and documentation all over the country. As a strategy to tackle long-lasting challenges in land governance, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, who spoke at the National Land Registration and Documentation Program in Abuja on Wednesday, expressed concern over the huge number of unregistered and untitled land in the country, stating that the present administration is posed to change the narratives. The minister further stressed the need for systematic reforms, noting that over 90% of land in Nigeria remains unregistered and untitled, rendering landowners unable to leverage their assets for economic growth. Dangiwa unfolded government strategy, which includes launching a national digital land information system to modernize land administration, increasing formal land transactions, and training land registration officers. Balumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the foreign scene, where the head of the UN Palestinian Relief Agency, Philip Lazzarini, says 5 more UNRWA staff members have been killed in recent days, bringing the total to 284. Also, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet EU leaders following his phone call with Donald Trump. BeeTv News Global News correspondent Rebecca Goffey tells us more on this and other stories from the foreign scene.
The victims include teachers, doctors, and nurses. Lazzarini warned that Israeli bombardments from the sea and air continues for the 3rd day and fears that the situation could worsen as ground operations intensify, whereas Hamas has called for urgent actions to stop what it describes as a systematic ethnic cleansing and deliberate starvation in Gaza. The group urged international pressure to halt the attacks, saying Gaza is crying out for help. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet EU leaders following his phone call with Donald Trump. During the call, Trump suggested that the US could take control of power plants in Ukraine for security. But Zelensky said only the Zaporizhia plant was discussed. Zelensky described the call as positive and said lasting peace could be achieved this year, while Trump called it very good. Whereas military leaders from around 20 countries are gathering in London as the UK and France launch a coalition of the willing to monitor peace efforts if a ceasefire happens. Indonesia's parliament has passed a law allowing the military a greater role in government, sparking criticism and protest. The changes, backed by President Prabowo Subianto, allowed active military officers to hold government positions without retiring first. Critics fear that this could revive the authoritarian rule of Suharto, who led Indonesia for 32 years until 1998. Hundreds of pro-democracy activists have been protesting outside parliament, arguing that the military should stay out of politics. And lastly, on global news, Finland has been ranked the world's happiest country for the 8th year in a row, with experts pointing to its strong welfare system and connection to nature. The UN-sponsored World Happiness Report placed Denmark second, while Costa Rica and Mexico entered the top 10 for the first time. The UK and the US dropped to their lowest ever position, ranking 23rd and 24th. That study found that people are kinder than expected as an experiment involving lost wallets showed that nearly twice as many were returned as people predicted. Researchers say believing in others' kindness is closely linked to happiness. And that's it from the global scene. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
Nigerian music lovers are in for a feast as renowned Apala fusion artist Terry Apala has hinted at an upcoming collaboration with the award-winning rapper Odumodu Black. Taken to social media, Terry Apala gave fans a sneak peek into the new track, sharing a 24-second snippet that immediately sparked excitement. BeeTv News Gift Uwagboy has details of this and more from the entertainment world.
The teaser, which features his signature Akpala-infused rap delivery, plays over a rhythmic beat that many believe is a perfect match for Odumodu Black's energy flow. The cryptic yet confident statement has left fans eagerly awaiting the full track, with many anticipated a genre-blending masterpiece that bridges Akpala music and contemporary rap. Terry Akpala, widely recognized for his ability to merge traditional Akpala music with hip-hop and Afrobeats, has continued to carve a unique niche for himself. His most project, Black and White, released in January 2025, showcased his artistic range and featured collaborations with artists such as Bella Shmurda, Wizard Chan, and Spells. Odumodu Black, on the other hand, has built a reputation for pushing the boundaries of Nigerian rap by incorporating indigenous elements into his music. His recent collaborations, including tracks with street hop star Zlatan Ibile, have solidified his position as a force in the industry. Nigerian Afrobeat sensation Rema is poised to break new grounds as the first African musician to perform at the World Cup halftime show in 2026. The highly anticipated event will take place in New Jersey, USA. According to a report by Billboard, Rema has been confirmed as one of the performers of the World Cup 2026 halftime show, marking a historic moment for African music and culture. Rema's performance is expected to be a 30-minute set, and while the exact details of his payment have not been disclosed, it reported to be a significant amount. This achievement adds to Rema's impressive resume, having previously become the first and only African artist to perform at the Ballon d'Or Award night. Rema's success is a reflection of his hard work, dedication, and passion for his craft. As he prepares to take the stage at the World Cup halftime show, fans and well-wishers are congratulating him on the remarkable achievement. Lastly, on entertainment, Rihanna, the global pop sensation and business mogul, has solidified her place in music history, earning a prestigious ranking of #2 in Billboard's top 100 women artists of the 21st century. Behind only Taylor Swift, Rihanna's remarkable career spans music, business, and fashion, making her one of the most influential women in modern entertainment. Rihanna's ranking at #2 on Billboard's top 100 women artists of the 21st century is a testament to her extraordinary contributions to the music industry, in addition to her groundbreaking entrepreneurial ventures and her impactful humanitarian efforts. That's it on entertainment news tonight. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Sacramento Kings star Domantas Sabonis suffered a cut over his left eye in Monday's loss to the Greylace and left the game in the third quarter after rolling his ankle. Let's now join our sports correspondent Freeman Osawe, who has more of this and more from the sports stories.
Sabonis suffered a cut over his left eye in Monday's loss to the Grizzlies and left the game in the third quarter after rolling his ankle. The Sacramento Kings announced on Tuesday that big man Domantas Sabonis will be out at least 10 days after suffering a moderate ankle sprain. Sabonis suffered his injury in the third quarter of Monday's 1-3-2 win against the Memphis Grizzlies. He also sustained a cut over his left eye and blood trickled down his face after he was hit in the face by the back of Luke Kennard's head in that game as well. Sabonis is the NBA's rebounding leader and he missed time earlier in the match with a left hamstring injury he suffered against the Houston Rockets in March. That injury led to him missing the 5 games. This absence comes as the Kings try to stay in the Sophie play-in tournament chase. The Kings 34-33 have a 2-game lead on the Dallas Mavericks, 33-36 for the number 9 seed and have 3 games on the number 11 team. The Phoenix Suns 32-37 Sacramento begins a 6-game homestand on Wednesday. We then close the season playing 6 of his last 9 games on the road. Chelsea had spent well over 200 million euros on a number of attackers in the last few years, and further moves being made is expected. Ever since the arrival of Todd Bowley and Bedard Egbali, the Blues have sanctioned close to 50 transfers, with some of those players acquired yet to even play for the club. A youthful group has certainly been formed at Stamford Bridge, and that lack of nose and experience has often caused Enzo Maresca's side at the point this season. Chelsea have headed into the March international break following defeats to Arsenal. The over-reliance on Palmer has become another glaring issue for Chelsea, especially as he has struggled in recent weeks. Pedro Neto and Christopher Nkuku have looked better in his new system without Nicholas Jackson, but both have been far too inconsistent. Rafael Onyedika gets pivotal role in new Super Eagles midfield ahead of World Cup qualifier. Club Brugge midfielder Rafael Onyedika has been handed a key role for the Super Eagles when they take on Rwanda on Friday in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. New coach of the Nigerian team, Rachel, will be in charge of the team for the first time in Friday's games and has already mapped out how the team will play as they go in search of their first win after 4 games in the qualifiers. That's it on Sport News. Freeman Usawa reporting for BeeTv News.
Joining us on BeeTv Major News. My name still remains Evelyn Isibili. Good night and thank you.